Ever feel like you're just shouting into the void online, trying to turn a scattered audience into a real, dedicated community? Well, today we're going to break down a blueprint that does exactly that. We're talking about transforming those passive followers into active members who are all on a shared journey together.
Okay, so right off the bat, we got to get one thing straight. The huge difference between social media and a true online community. Social media is all about going wide. It's about casting this massive net for surface-level stuff, like likes and shares. An online community? That's about going deep. It's a focused space where people can come together to master something that actually matters to them.
So what even is an online community when you boil it all down? Well, think of it as a group of people who are united by a shared passion or a common goal. They're not just there to consume your content. No, they show up to inspire each other, to learn, to grow, and to build genuine connections. It's really a collective journey, not just a bunch of people on a solo mission.
All right, so you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but it sounds like a passion project. And while that's true, this blueprint makes a really strong case that it's also a powerful business model. Let's dig into why building a community can be a serious engine for growth.
So let's talk money, right? What does this actually look like on paper? Well, the data shows that the average paid community charges about $48 a month. Now, just imagine for a second you have 1,000 members. Do the math. That's over $48,000. And that's not a one-time thing. That's monthly recurring revenue. That's the real power of this model.
And get this, it doesn't even stop there. A whopping 90% of paid communities add extra revenue streams on top of their basic membership. We're talking about things like exclusive live events, high-level coaching programs, or specialized courses. It's all about layering value, and the members, they're more than happy to pay for it.
And if you're wondering what the ceiling is here, well, it's pretty high. The top-tier communities, the ones that promise and actually deliver a major transformation for their members, can charge as much as $125 per person every single month. It just goes to show you when you deliver massive, undeniable value, people will absolutely pay for it.
And here's what really drives home just how sustainable this all is. Over 80% of these paid communities make a sale within any given 90-day window. And the reason for that is so simple, it's brilliant. Community is built on a foundation of trust. And trust, as we all know, is the ultimate driver of commerce.
Okay. I know what you're thinking. The numbers sound amazing, but how in the world do you actually build one of these things? Well, that's what this next part is all about. We're going to walk through the actionable 9-step blueprint for building your own community from the ground up.
The good news is it's not some big mystery. The whole plan is broken down into 3 super manageable phases. First, you've got to find your focus. Second, you build your space, your digital home. And third, you launch and grow it. Let's take a quick look at each one.
Phase 1 is all about getting that strategic foundation rock solid. It starts with you, with finding your personal why. Like, why are you even doing this? From there, you craft the community's big purpose. Then you have to get laser focused on who this is for, your ideal member, before you map out the amazing transformation you're going to give them. Nail this first phase, and seriously, the rest gets so much easier.
And that big purpose? Well, there's literally a formula for it. It's the mission statement that powers the whole thing. For instance, bring together first-time indie developers to share weekly code reviews so that we can all launch our first profitable app. See how powerful that is? It's crystal clear about who it's for, what you do, and the result everyone is working toward.
Okay, so once your foundation is solid, we get into phase 2, building your space. This is where the rubber meets the road. You create a rhythm for your community with monthly themes and weekly activities. This builds a habit of engagement. And of course, a huge piece of this is choosing the right digital home for your community to live in.
Now, this is a really interesting point the blueprint makes. The argument here is that generic tools, like a Slack channel or a Facebook group, they aren't really built for this. The source suggests that a platform designed specifically for communities gives you huge advantages, like total ownership of your data, way better integration of all your tools, and it's just more accessible for all your members. And that brings us to the home stretch, phase 3. Launch and grow. This part is all about building and keeping momentum. You share your community with the world, and then you just have to start. That step, just start, that might be the most important one on the whole list. You've got to overcome that initial fear. From there, it's a cycle. You analyze the data, listen to your members, and you just keep evolving.
Let's be real for a second. The single biggest thing that stops creators is fear. It's that nagging little voice in the back of your head saying, what if I build this and nobody shows up? This blueprint addresses that head on. The reality? If you've truly nailed that powerful big purpose, the community eventually takes on a life of its own. It gains its own momentum and begins to run itself.
And that idea of a community running itself, well, that leads us to the ultimate goal, the end game, really. It's something called the community flywheel. This is where you shift from constantly chasing one-off sales to building a membership that actually sustains itself.
So here's what that flywheel looks like when it's spinning. First, your members start answering each other's questions, which lifts a huge weight off your shoulders. Then, they become your biggest fans, basically selling the community to their friends for you. And maybe best of all, they become your R&D team, giving you instant, honest feedback on your new ideas. It's this beautiful, self-perpetuating cycle.
So if there's one giant takeaway from all of this, it's this right here. It's about a fundamental shift in your thinking. You have to move from a transaction mindset to a membership mindset. You're not just selling a one-time product anymore. You're cultivating a long-term home where people feel like they belong and can achieve something truly amazing.
And that leaves us with this one last powerful thought. Right now, your audience is out there. They're scrolling, they're searching for connection, for purpose, for a place where they feel they truly belong. They're looking for a home. So the only question left is, what are you going to build for them?